Immediate update. Hey everybody, I wanted to finish this up for you, and I wanted to be able to show you how it all actually plays out. So, I took some time to make the candy samples, what I've already been working on, go exactly where I wanted it to go. Now I gotta add more too, because there's a lot of side conversations and things like that that I'm not gonna get into in these tutorials. Right. So this is the startup. Now these are now organized. You got index 10, this is index 20, index 30. Now that's a different matter altogether. We're just gonna figure that out. I'm gonna have to add probably. So I have these quest stages. Let's see here. We got the deal. That's making the deal. Deal sealed. That means everything's good. See, sexy time, that's what that means. And that's going to be the finish when everything's done, and the goal would be to be able to repeat this scene but with different dialogue other than the base dialogue that goes along with the main quest. But that's a whole nother mess of a subject. So we got Candy's Talks, right? Candy Talks here. Now you already saw this, but now I'm going to get into the details of this. Okay, so, hey baby, want to have a good time. You saw that. Now I've changed this up here to get stage is less than 10. I don't remember what I had it before. This is get is sex male in this instance. I also have a get is sex female, but that's another matter. Get is alias ref candy s, which is one of the aliases I set up earlier via the aliases here, candy. And I've also added a script to player ref. I've added a different alias for myself. That way I can deal with that. Let's see here. So this is the script. I'll give you some kind of access to the script that seemed to make it work. But let's go through the stages. The stages of the communication. So scenes. Candy Talks. Hey, baby, want to have a good time. Now, here's my options that I did earlier. Some of them I've changed a little bit. So, yeah, we're just going to go with the male voice, which is yeah, sounds good. All right, so in her response is going to be, okay, sweetie, follow me, right? So, nothing so far. Nothing going on there. Right, but what we do... Now, what I want her to do, as you saw earlier, is to go upstairs and wait, and then continue the discussion on what to do. All right, so the next thing in the chain of events, now some of these are linked to other quests or other conversation. This conversation that I have a lot of writing left to do on that. And that's more has to do with the main story, which I'm not going to get into in this series of tutorials. So let's head upstairs. Now this is the one that's going to finalize her packages and make her go upstairs the way I want her to go upstairs, right? And I'm going to have to show you Inside Candy as the actor as well and the things I had to do in there. So let's just go ahead and do that. Scusi if I got loud. Let's see, so we got Candy Samples, the actor. All right, so let's open her up. Now, as we discussed in earlier episodes, I set up these AI packages. Now, it turned into quite a few AI packages. Also, I'm gonna have to open it up as well so I can show you on the inside. Beacon Hill Pub. Yep, that's where I want. We're gonna view that. I'm eating all of my CPU power right as we speak right now. I'm sure it's horrible. Right. So yeah, I've been working on this and trying to give you something that you could see. Right now it's going to spin its wheels. So you can understand how I did it to the best of my ability to explain it. Alright? So bear with me. This will be the final on the Candy Saga. I'll have to think about what other tutorials I might want to do in the future. But I wanted to get this one finished. So we have candy weights. Now that's the, I have it open in the window over here, so we'll get into the back there. All right, so we got candy weights. Now this is get stage equals 0. So candy weights equals 0. And actually I'm probably going to change this to an or scripting language, or new And we're going to go to get stage. I actually don't need to do this right now, so we're just going to, forget about it. Forget about it. I'm going to keep the or, though, because that's a... I'm going to get into all this later. You got ands and ors, right? This is scripting stuff, all right? So it's either an and or an or in the Papyrus, the way the creation kit is set up. So I'll just keep it and for now, but eventually it's going to be an or. So she'll also do the same AI package and scene again, but with different text, not related to the main script that we're getting into. And this is a sit package, so she's just going to sit on the marker and wait, which is, if you recall, that's where her sit package is somewhere around here. So she's going to sit on this. Now I can make it more specific, but I don't really need to. That's where she sits. It's fine. It's fine. Now, in order for Candy to actually go upstairs, because I have these doors locked, right? The player can't go up alone, right? So let's just go into Edit Base. Oh, no, I don't want to change anything, actually. But if I go into, which cancel that, because that's fine. Her inventory, I had to make keys. Candy's door key, okay, and Cheers upstairs. Now, these are two different keys I had to do in order to keep the player from actually going upstairs. So the Cheers upstairs is this door right here, which I may make that you need the key. Let's get, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, let's close. Oh my gosh, there's too many windows. Too many windows, man. Too many windows. Alright. Let's head upstairs. Alright, let's finish up, I guess. I'm sorry, this is confusing as fuck, right? Okay, so get owning quest, set current stage ID to 10. So that means I'm setting the stage to 10, right? So that's in my quest stages over here that you can't see right now, but it's in one of my quest stages. Now I have to use the quest stages in order to get her to go through this in the pattern that I got her to go through this. So when you do short code like this, you need a property. Okay, so get owning quest is like a global. Set current stage ID, because the current quest is Candy's samples, right? I'm setting the ID, the current stage ID to 10. Look this stuff up on the wiki. I'll put, Bethesda has kind of a scripting guide for Fallout, and I'll put a link to that in the description. Right. So I also have the Candy Ref Evaluate package. Now the Evaluate package will get her to look at her stack of AI behaviors. Right. So Candy samples right here. Oh, excuse me. She has these different AI packages, and they all exist as a matter of conditions, right? So in this case, the condition is it is Candy samples. That is the ID involved here. The stage is 10. That's when that will take place. It won't take place until the stage is 10. Now, some of this I've already covered. I'm sorry. Now, after... Okay, so we start with Candy waits. That's on 0, right? From there, we want her to go to Candy upstairs, where she goes to the meeting point, where she tries to do the, hey, do you have the money I need? Okay, so, and we'll get into that as well. It's all set up in the conversations. So, so I had to set her location to just outside her door. Okay, so that's where she waits, as we discussed earlier. This is where she goes to her door, and that's where she stands when we get past the first stage of this quest. She'll stand in that location, which is Candy Deals. Okay, so that's the second package. Now that package won't actually function until the condition that the quest is at 10. Okay, I'm going to try to keep this together. Next is Candy Lays. Okay, so Candy Lays. Now this one I wanted to do when the get stage is 20. So I've made it in the conversation that we're going to be going over. You'll see the different places where I added, where I upped the stage to the next stage in order to make this package take place. And then you use the evaluate package. Where I put that evaluate package. Now that makes her look at her AI package and determine what is the correct AI package to do based on the conditions. So you set the conditions. When you use the evaluate package reference, which you have to set up the property, again, the Candy Ref, which is actually an actor. So when you go to add property, I'm going to cancel out of this, but you can choose up here actor. See, actor, right? So you choose actor, you give it the nickname you want to give it. In this case, I gave it Candy Ref, which is candy reference. I'm referencing candy, right? So you would add your name right here, and then after you've gone through that, I could probably delete that, but yeah, just going to cancel. We might be able to get into the code later and stuff on the more code end of what it looks like. Like for instance, if I go in here and I go to advanced and edit script, that opens it in OpenOffice for me. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but this is what I'm doing right now. Anyway, OpenOffice seems to open it the way it's supposed to look, though I'm kind of moving away from fragments except for these tiny little, let me explain this, break this down a little bit. This is the script name, fragments. It has the name, that right there, topics info, TIFF, candy samples, and then some random number, and then extends topic info, hidden, blah, blah, whatever that means. I have no idea. So most of this is written actually by the software. AK speaker being the person who is speaking, used as an actor, which right here, again, as actor, these are preset references. And here is the Candy Ref Evaluate package, and here is the Get Owning Quest. So the fragments are actually one large script with these little notations in between that, see, function fragment end. You see? So it uses the functions to move it to the begin and the end fragments. So it's really just one big script, but it doesn't look like it's one big script, right? So in anyway, but you have to set up the reference, which I already said. In this case, it's an actor reference. And then you would look, you could pick them in the render window if you have it open in your cell view. Or you could go by cell, which in my case is Beacon Hill Pub candy samples, right? So it's going to looks for the different references that are in this place, the references that have been added, which are pretty much all by me because there's no other references that have been put here because they were all skeletons before. So in this case, I want it to be the candy reference, and that reference was set. Cancel. Let's go back here. So we set her as a reference down here. If we double-click her again, it's just going to open it up again, probably. Oh, no, that's not it. Cancel. That's not it. Cancel. Candy. I think it's already open, which is part of the problem here. There she is. Okay. So, but if we go to boop, and then we close that, and then we just double-click her. Double-click her. Oh, I got too many things open. It's confusing everything. There it is. She's open here. See, I have her as the reference Candy. Reference editor ID. Candy. That's how it's looking for the references. Now, all of the characters that I put into this building all have their own references, which is why they show up when I go through the list of references. Okay. So let's kind of get back to where we were. It gets complicated, but I'm going to try to make it as simple of an explanation as I possibly can. Which is probably, for me, impossible, but I'm going to do my best. Alright, so, we're here, I guess. Alright, so this is the Candy Talks quest. This is the ID, Candy Talks, Candy Money, after date. Alright, so Candy Talks goes to, this is where you say hello, yes. Yeah, sounds good. When you open up this is your positive response. So your positive response is, yeah, sounds good. Then and then she says to you, if you're male, okay, sweetie, follow me. If you are female, it'll say, a wild one, I like that lady. Come on, sugar, follow me. All right, so in any event, we moved on to that, and then we go to head upstairs, which, as you can see here, has these references, which I've already discussed. Now, also what this does, let me show you here. All right, we go back into this dialogue. But what I did is I set it to stage 10, right? And this conversation won't work on stage 10 because it is less than stage 10. Or I could put equals 0. It wouldn't make a difference. It would be the same basic thing. If you wanted to get more complicated with less than, greater than, I've covered that a little bit. Anyway, I don't want to confuse the issue. So I go and I made it so at the end of this statement, let's head upstairs. ends running scene. That means this scene is over for this instance. There's no more conversation in this scene for us. There will be other conversations that will be carried through in this scene, but that's not something you really need to worry about. All right, so I moved it on. Now where that brings us is right here. So here we are. I also triggered her package by changing the scene to Candy Upstairs and evaluate package, because this has to start at 10. When it evaluates the package, it says, oh, this package is no longer valid, so we have to go to this other package that is valid. This one right here, when it equals 10. Now again, you can check this in the... Okay, so now we're here. All right, so now you got to pay her, right? She's not going to take it if you don't pay her. So I have two possible options here. We got action 1, which is going to be using the condition. You're going to need more money than that. I charge 100 caps. And she will only say that in the condition. As you can see here, get item count. We got in this a little bit, but I guess this is a summation. Is less than 100. So if it's less than 100 run on the player that has less than 100, then she will say this. Okay, which is you're going to need more money than that. Now, my character is loaded, so I don't have to worry about that. If you do have greater than or equal to 100 caps run on the player, then she'll say, that'll be 100 caps, honey. And you're going to say, okay. And then it's going to move on to the next phase. This is where you agree or disagree on whether you actually want to go through with the proposal. In this case, we're going to stick to the simple. We got I need to ask you some questions. Would you take 80? Now, would you take 80 is marked as a speech challenge of hard. Okay? So I guess I'll get into that as well. I know my character will pass it because he's just that good. All right, so now you have the two options here. You have, I'm ready to pay the 100. Okay, you have a deal. I'm looking forward to this. Right? Now, I have to work on this script, so let's not worry about that. But I'm now, because I have agreed, I am get owning quest set current stage 20 on the beginning of this being said right here. So that changes the set current stage to 20. Now, again, when we go back to her, I want her to move on. So, right here, it has to be equal to 20 in order for the Candy Lays package, which is to go to the Candy Party location, which is inside. She's going to hang out right here by the bed. I wish there was better animations for what I would like her to do, but maybe we'll work on something. I'm not really sure. And she's going to go, why don't you just get on the bed, sweetie? And other various surprises. So that's the goal, is to get her to walk in here, right? So you can move the story forward and move okay, I got to close all these things. So you'll also notice I have here some other things. What happens if she agrees? After you have said, yes, I will pay you. Yes, I will pay you money, be it 80 or 100. Depends on if she takes your speech challenge to talk her down. So this is what she will say. Now, in this case, this is a speech level success, whereas the other one wasn't a speech level success because we weren't trying to talk her down or anything like that. So you have to add the condition, get speech challenge success level equals 1, which means you succeeded in your speech challenge. So after she has switched the quest in the last thing that she said, now you take it forward on the beginning of the thing all right. This is so hard. Right, so, would you take 80? Right. This is okay. So what she says is based on whether your speech challenge was successful. In this case, it's 0 because it was not successful, so I'm ending the run. I actually didn't end the running scene. I brought it back to the beginning of the running scene, so she'll ask you for the $100 again. She'll ask you for the 100. You're not going to get out of that one. And if you want any more information from her in this way, That's how you're going to have to do it, is through that. So let's just go with yes, she agrees, okay? Candy ref evaluate package. Now again, I needed properties. Okay, now I needed two properties in this fragment, which is actually one script split in half with like two different sections. All right, so I needed the candy ref, which is again 0 candy, candy samples. I also needed a different, I wanted her to change her outfit. So I created an outfit, and I called it candy plain, and then I didn't really put anything in it. So the property is called off, right? So now what I'm doing, because I've called for the candy ref ID, all right, through, so if we edit the script this way, maybe I can show you this way. Open Office. Right. So candy samples, topic info, blah, 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 candy ref, evaluate package. Now all of these things can be set at the bottom or the beginning, but you see this is where it is here, outfit property. The association is actually kept someplace else, not really in the script. You have to set the association through the properties dialog system kind of thing, unless you have the exact word of the name of the original reference, the original ID reference of the character, which was back in the screen where I double-clicked on her before I got to this. I know, it's kind of confusing, but I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best here, guys. All right, so I want her to evaluate the package. So I call on her her property, which is here, her property, as an actor, and then the outfit, okay? And it's both marked and stuff. All right, so I'm running a fragment, then I'm running this fragment, which is candy reference, again, candy ref, and I've set that as a property. Set outfit off. So I'm calling on her to change her outfit to off, okay? Now, get owning quest, set current stage ID to 30. Now this is going to take it to the next level. We're going there. We're going all the way there. And you know what happens when you bring it to 30 is she goes to Candy Lays right here in 30, if we haven't already covered this. No, that's 20. All right, so 30 is going to be, I think I'm using the 30 in, okay, golly. Right, we're just going to close this. All right, we're going back to the quest aliases. I know it's confusing as hell. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But the unique actor in my reference here, now this is what happens. This is the other part here, right? Okay. So I've set the spell, which is going to be Lover's Embrace Purse. If we go to the properties dialog, it'll. Okay, everything looks fine, I think. So that's her. I'm having her put her clothes back on at that point. This is where 30 comes in. The 30 comes in through the reference alias of the player ref. So you open it up, and then you add a script right here in the Papyrus scripts. Okay, so you add that. So we got candy dress. That's what I wanted to change back to. We have to call on the candy ref again. The candy's bed I may use in the future, but I haven't currently. I'm currently not using that. It embraces the spell, which is the Lover's Embrace perk, and then the player ref. So I have all these different references that I'm going to be using here that I may or may not need. So we go to our edit source. Okay, so what? Now we're getting into events and stuff. This is like scripting stuff. Okay, but if you get the right thing and some things change from previous versions of the creation kit for both Skyrim or the G.E.C.K before it. Right. So, spell, property, embrace, those are the properties that I showed you. Now, event on init. So the goal is to get you to go to sleep. So you go to sleep just like when you have a lover and you get the Lover's Embrace perk any other time. You want to go to sleep, and then when you wake up, you get the Lover's perk. So that's the best simulation I can for Candy's particular job. Okay? So on event on init, you might want to look that up. That has a specific purpose. I'm going to register for player sleep. Now, it used to be register for sleep in previous versions, and that's why I was so screwed up, and this took me so long, because it was registered for sleep. They added player. I'm not sure why, but that's exactly what happened. Then, okay, so we event on in. This is the event. I'm registering the player for sleep. Because without registering him to sleep, then this doesn't take or something. I don't know. I don't always understand how this works. Now, event on player sleep start. Now, you can find a copy and paste of this exact wording Again, I'll put some links below, and it's going to take a little bit of research on your part. I'm not sure I can put all the code. Maybe I can find a place to store these for you. But if get owning quest current stage ID is 30, so that's when this comes in. I set it to 30, and this is when the 30 comes in, and I'm in the event of the player going to sleep. So the event is the player goes to sleep. Then we're going to get and make sure before this embrace works, it has to be at the stage ID 30, which I set earlier through the dialogue. Embrace cast player ref. I'm not sure why it worked, but it worked. I think it means you're casting the spell on yourself, I believe. Like if it was like I was casting a spell on her, which of course this is Fallout, not Skyrim, so you don't really cast spells per se, but there's a lot of spell effects that are called spells in the creation kit, and it might take a little getting used to. Like when you take jet, it's a spell. All right, so when you get the jet effect, that's only because you imbibed the object that has the spell attached to it, if that makes any sense. So I'm checking to make sure the quest is stage 30. Then I want to go end if, then I go end event. All right, so that event is over. I went to sleep. These things happened when I went to sleep. When I wake up, this is what happens when I wake up. Event on player sleep stop. Boolean interrupted, which means you're done. If I don't think that you actually need any of this stuff, you could probably just delete this. I copy and paste a lot for my scripting because I don't. It works, and if you're a really talented copy and paster, you can still do some cool stuff, I guess. All right, so get owning quest set stage 40. So now I'm moving the stage to the next stage, which is going to be the after. Okay, when you talk to her after you have actually done the bed thing with her. And I'm moving her back because I don't want her running around in the outfit that I gave her. So Candy Ref set outfit to Candy Dress, which I set through up here and through the properties. Then unregister for player sleep. Now that unregisters the sleep, so it doesn't just continue. It's just it's like a one-time thing or something, Not quite sure. And as you can see, these are the references that I made that I had to call on in here. You can't have you can't mention something in a script unless you give it one of these properties. You need to define it, otherwise it won't do anything. Okay, alright, so now through that dialogue, okay, I went through all that. That was a quest or a script attached to my player ref alias, which means it doesn't directly affect the player. It affects the player only when he's acting within this quest. This is his alias calling upon the player. Unique actor player. Right. Alright. So now, the end of the scene. After all that has gone and you're all good and everything, it goes to Candy after date. Now remember, in the script, I moved it to 40. So I got to make sure that she only says this when you're at 40 after the date, which completes the script. Completes the scene. In this stage, I'm actually going to probably do more with it. I'm just making sure Candy says it, and I'm just making sure the get stage make sure that it's set at 40. Right. So, God, what else was there? I think I covered pretty much the process, right? God, that must have been horrible for you. I apologize. So, what she'll say, to add one more problem with it, I also learned about groups. This is the before group, this is the after group. That just makes it easier to go through. Like in this case, she has 3 random things she'll say, so it's random. And I can set hours till we're set, or she can just keep saying them for whenever, and you just make sure that it's at 40, and that it is Candy Samples who says it. And all of these are the same. The easiest way to do that is to click within here, and then you copy all conditions. And then if you have another one, like if I wanted to add another one, let's just add one more. We're going to go till next time. We're just going to add one right now. Till next time. Okay, so till next time. We'll just have her happy, I guess, or impressed. And we'll make her nod her head or something. I don't know. Just to give you an idea of how that works, and as the way I set the alias, it will only work for candy samples because it is her. And then in here, you just click in here, and then you paste conditions. Now all of these, so you can just keep doing the same thing and just copy and paste the conditions and get the exact same results. I don't believe these have any sort of, no, there's no fragments or anything like that. I hope I didn't miss anything. I will be adding more phases to this. I haven't gone through all that yet, but I just wanted to get this over with and show you what I did and show you how I did it. So I hope that I've okay explained it. If not, please ask in the questions. I know I tend to ramble on and just try to go through everything all at once, and yeah, it's tricky, man. It's tricky, man. Alright, so all of these things are set. This is the before, this is the where you take the money in after, and the after the date right there. So we're just going to cancel that. And we're going to say OK. Actually, I probably could save that. Anyway, that's fine. We're just going to save that. Alright, now I'm going to show you. As you know, I have been starting these in my safe zone. In order to make a safe save, you want to go into an interior cell, save your game, go back to however you control your mod, be sure to turn your mod off, start your game back up in the same location. It's going to go, hey, you're missing this ESP or whatever, and are you sure about this? And then you say yes, and then you save again in the same location. Now you have a save where the mod doesn't exist. Now this can clean up AI dialogue problems. This can clean up AI and a variety of scripts and kind of refresh them. As long as you have a fresh, what is called a safe save. Right, so let's get moving on. These guys just hang out here. I don't know, I killed them a couple times. I got bored doing this back and forth because you kind of have to. You got to go in-world, out-world. I self-destructed my automatron. Right. So inside the probes bar we go. Hopefully this won't take very long, and then I can show you the whole package, the series of scenes, all come together and do exactly what I've been meaning this character to do. And I gotta say, it's a little challenging. It's been a little challenging, but they changed some things. I was very confused because they changed some things in the way that the functions work, like the default global functions. Anyway, hey baby, want to have a good time? Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it. The reason she's taking so long is because there's no voice track attached. If it was a voice track, she would stop at the voice track, and in the future I'll show you how to do lip syncing and stuff like that. So, sounds good. Let's do that. Yeah. Woo! Party! Right. Okay, sweetie, follow me. You got it. Let's go. There she goes. Sometimes she takes a second to process the request. That's where you evaluate the package. That's when she's evaluating the package, making sure the package is still valid. Now, she has realized that the package she was using, I'm going to fix some of this. That weird fragmentation. Yeah. So we're going to just follow her. I gotta have cat drinking milk right now, or water. I gotta move it back a little bit though. I'm gonna have to work with my animation. So she's waiting for me. Oh shoot! I had to show you the to show you the type of package it was, didn't I? All right. Well, the type of package was lead player or something. Shit. Here we are. Okay, I'll show you that after this video. That'll be 100 caps, honey. Now, this is the part I'm not sure if she's actually taking the money, but I could try to talk her out of it. I could ask about Declan, which is a whole other thing. I could change my mind, in which case she would say, okay, never mind. So, all right, let's do it. Let's have you have a deal. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. All right. You sit yourself on that pretty bed. As soon as this motherfucker gets out of there... Oh, whoa! Whoa, hey! She got naked. So, now I sleep on the bed. I'm going to sleep for 1 hour. And you see, I got the lover's embrace! Aww! By casting the spell on myself, and she's changed back into more respectable gear, so she can go about her day. I have him kind of following her a little creepy right now, so that's sort of what's going on here. He's a creeper. Creeper! There's Amanda. She looks a lot different now, doesn't she? Well, anyway, that is the mod in action. Oh, yeah! That was fun. Come back anytime.
Gentle Adam.
Yeah.
Cleanse my soul.
Come back anytime. She looks good now that I figured out how to do the makeup. I'm not sure if I showed you that. Yeah, skinny thing. Alright, till next time. I made it work. If you have any questions, please ask below. I'll do my best to answer it. I cannot, if your CK is not working, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. You're going to have to talk to Bethesda.net. They have a forum there. You can complain there. You may or may not get help. I hope you do. I realize that a lot of people, but understand it's still in beta, and I can't speak to that. Can I offer you a beverage? Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, I really wish I could give you a better answer, but I really can't. I hope they fix it. But if you have any questions and your CK is working, do let me know below, and I will do my best to answer the questions. Though no guarantees, because as you can see, I fumble through this like half the time.